Republic of Botswana. President Kennedy. Doorknob. BMW. Whoopi Goldberg.
Hello and welcome to the Worst Movie Ever Made, an experiment of the movie podcast designed with one thing in mind, to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Hockman. I'm joined by my co-host, fellow mad scientist, Rob Scuccio, Bob Hasek. Hey guys, how are you? What are we doing? Baby boom. Baby boom. Baby boom.
Because we wanted to do a fish out of water child raising movie, but Mr. Mom's actually good. So, speaking of Keatons,
Maybe material, yeah, maybe material.
We're doing the Diane Keaton movie, which Bob just told me that I knew Michael Keaton and Diane Keaton weren't related, but Bob said that Keaton's actually a stage name because there was his last name's Douglas, but there was already one of those.
There was.
So
I'm aware.
You know, that's news to me. I'm never gonna fact check that. I'm just gonna consider that true and just tell people.
Which Michael Douglas? Which Michael Douglas has the nicer ass?
Batman.
I know. I was just thinking about how I've seen all of Michael Douglas's ass.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen Michael Keaton's, but you know.
That's true. Okay. Anywho, Bob, hi. How are you? We have a new bumper to set up our segment. The best explanation. You want to let it rip and see what happens?
Well, first I want to explain why we're doing this, because my brother,
Shmave.
my flesh and
Fucking
blood,
Shmave.
Dave, has suggested this movie because we had to see it in the theater when he was 14, I was 11, and I want to guess my parents like this because they are boomers, but it's fucking horrible.
It's really, really.
Yeah.
Weird. It's so aggravating.
And I will be happy to explain it after the bumper.
Okay, here we go. New bumper. That's under the bumper tab. Best explanation. Here we go.
Bob, what are you doing over there? Explain yourself.
Uh-oh.
While you're at it, explain the movie.
Really quickly, normally when it's a new season and there's new bumpers, Bob is so kind as to compile a bunch of clips from the movie throughout the season, but a little more heavily on the winner. And normally we go on Google Drive as we claim them for our own bumpers and let each other know which ones we used. And immediately I'm just going to say that I already used this. All right.
Well, I hope you're also insinuating that Bob's jerking it somewhere.
I'm not, unfortunately. I'm insinuating that I'm jerking it. So
Oh,
we'll get there.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's a circle thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Circle of jerks.
So my friend Steve and I used to, during study hall in high school, used to do alliterations with the letter B to pass the time. And this is my first B one, so it's a good one. Here we go.
Ooh.
Bumbling, boring baby boomers, blending baby bites, and rebuffing $1 billion.
Man,
Adjusted
I've got a lot of
translation.
material on this myself, so.
So here we go. I'm sorry this is long. JC, nicknamed the Tiger Lady, is a woman who works too much. As some sort of food distribution company account manager who is almost offered a partnership in the company when she inherits a baby, though arguably a toddler.
Yeah.
Now, unprepared for motherhood, her life turns upside down, and she loses her boyfriend and decides to quit her job and move to the country. And while in the country, she absolutely hates a snaggletooth veterinarian. then starts making and selling baby food, and then is in love with that same guy. Her former company offers to buy her baby food company, and she stupidly declines.
Yes, she does.
That's the end.
Man, just adding to how mad I was at this fucking movie. All right, well said. That's what we're dealing with, people. So if you don't want to watch it, Bob, thank you for explaining it. After you finished doing whatever it was that you were doing there, let's throw it to the best YouTube comment.
Sure. This YouTube comment makes me wanna immediately. Oh, what makes me wanna? Oh my god, it makes me wanna.
We have a whole season of this. Bob, you have only yourself to blame. You ripped that audio.
All right. When you're done choking on your spit, I'll go ahead and read these comments.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Is that what it is?
So this is a two-parter. It's such a foolish woman. She'll be so happy from the start to get this angelic little baby. Heart emoji, heart eye emoji, like a tearing emoji. Luckily, she got to her senses at last. Brown thumbs up, smile emoji, and then the reply to that was, "I think that was the idea." There we go.
Awesome. Let's start to test number 1. Ain't that a pitch?
Yeah.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth!
My job sucks.
Well, I'm sold. That's a pitch.
All right. My job sucks. All right. New season. Should we just do Chris, Bob, Rob? Just to start it fresh? All right.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Fucking goddamn it, idiot fucking baby boomers. Abusing a child is not considered a form of humor. Old people with money who find this shit funny deserve inoperable testicle and ovary tumors.
Nice. So
Ouch.
in the write-up, so let's see. Chris wishing cancer on Boomer. All right, go ahead.
I don't know how they would be inoperable, but you know, you get the idea.
Yeah, we get the idea.
All right, Bob.
All right. There once was a rom-com that garnered immense applause. Though when I tried to sit through it, I found many flaws. Lackluster lady leads a life of luxury, decides to dip for days of dull drudgery, and most people don't become mothers that close to menopause.
Yeah,
All right.
That's true.
Nice. All right.
How old was she supposed to be? Is this like a...
39, 30? She was like on the wrong side of 30, I think.
Though she
Like
was
a-
officially 41 when this was filmed.
Oh, she was.
Okay.
Wow.
So she was punching down. Okay, or punching up, because once you're over 40, your life's over. All right. Working woman in the 80s to Harvard from Yale. This shit is crazy. When she can't cut the mustard, she moves to the country all flustered. But it all worked out, so she didn't have to eat the baby.
Jesus.
I'm gonna go Rob 4-5.
Applesauce. Yeah, same.
Cool.
That sounds good.
Did I win?
You won.
Ate
Way
the
to start
baby.
the season
That won it for me.
Nice.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
All right. Nice win, Robbo. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's throw it to test number 2, the most offensive.
A day without sex? The day wasted, man.
The most offensive.
Hooray.
Is that from Birdemic, Shock and Terror?
Yes, it was from Birdemic. You can find that at www.theworstmovieevermade.com.
Nice. Yeah, good plug. All right, let's throw it to our first clip of the day. This is number...
5.
I hit Rob with the 1, 2.
Yeah.
This is part...
Look, you know that normally I don't think of you as a woman. But in this case, I do have to look at you as a woman/partner. I mean, what if you and Stephen decide to get married somewhere down the line? I mean, what if he expects a wife?
Fritz, first of all, may I?
Hmm.
Stephen and I are not getting married. And secondly, you know how we are. We both eat, sleep, and dream our work. That's why we're together. Fritz, I understand what it takes to make it.
But do you understand the sacrifices you're going to have to make?
Do you?
I mean, a man can be a success and still have a personal life, a full personal life. My wife is there for me whenever I need her. I mean, she raises the kids, she decorates, she... I don't know what the hell she does. But she takes care of things. I guess what I'm saying is I'm lucky. I can have it all.
Is that what you're worried about? Forget it. I don't want it all. I don't.
I think what's most offensive about that is they continue to hoard the wealth for the rest of the generation, and now most households have both parents working, and they make, in order to make what equates to like $80,000 a year back then, you need to make about $250,000, and it's still not enough.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. It's great. Oh,
That's the whole reason I played the clip. You know, there's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess it's a little like sexist or whatever, but
Yeah, well, I mean, like, they should know their place.
Yeah.
she like loses Harold Ramis, her boyfriend, right, who is also making six figures.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, I by myself am gonna buy a fucking 6-acre orchard, apple orchard,
62
house.
acre.
Oh Jesus Christ! House in Vermont that, you know, they don't give you the price, of course, but like it'd be nice if I could buy a 62-acre home in Vermont for $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even make that, but
I mean, she probably got
we
it for
will
like
soon.
she probably got it for like $6,000 in a song. And a magic bean.
We'll take that baby as collateral.
Yeah.
All right, number
4.
Banishing your baby to a broken down bumpkin bungalow.
Yeah, she did do that.
You know, what I mean by this is that they don't, she doesn't even go and look at the house. She buys it based on the newspaper ad.
Yeah.
Right.
And then goes and lives with it being a kid. In
she clearly didn't get
country house.
She clearly didn't get an inspection because all that stuff should have been addressed before the purchase, or at least somehow mitigated, like the well running dry and like the plumbing and all that.
And this is
exactly.
a trope. I can think of a couple. There's Tom Hanks's Money Pit. Have you guys seen that?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Have you seen Funny Farm with Chevy Chase?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Two movies there where like they're buying their dream house out in the country, and then they go there and the house is just falling apart. You know, so
Yep.
I don't know which came first. I think Funny Farm came out before Baby Boom. I don't know that. And
the original,
I'm not sure, around the same time.
No, the original was called Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House with Cary Grant. That's what Money Pit was based off of.
When was that?
Like the 30s or the 40s.
Okay, so
okay.
So
So
it's a tried and true trope.
Yeah, not
Chris,
an original.
this is where you say that's a very Bob response.
I thought about it, but I just got on you last. You haven't pissed me off yet. You haven't ripped on Tarantino and his feet obsession yet. So I figured I'd play fair for now.
Yeah.
We'll see how many wins I get this episode. Maybe by the end I'll start getting angry.
Yeah.
Number
3.
The egregious Gerber grift. Probably could have gone higher. But they knew it. They knew it so bad that they even referenced Gerber in a quick newspaper headline. Yeah,
they really did.
Gerber,
is it the new Gerber of the 90s? Because they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
The kid was ugly enough, so yeah, it worked out.
Well, you know, it was a drawing, not a flattering one. But yeah, not a cute kid.
No.
Can we just say it? We'll just get it out there.
It's,
Yeah,
like
we'll say it.
most kids, even if they are cute, they're not mine, and I don't love it, so I don't care.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, number
2.
All right, this is where it gets a little fun, guys. I hope
Okay.
you follow along. Let's
Sure.
see if you know what I'm talking about with number 2. This is Bedless, blanketless burka babe buffoonery.
The
nanny, yeah.
Yeah, it was for alliteration. I'm sorry about the term burka babe. I'm not sure that's going to go on one of our T-shirts, but there is what I am assuming was an attractive woman underneath, like a. Is that a burka? That's a burka, right?
I think.
Let's just say it is.
A long, loose garment covering the whole body from head to feet, worn in public by many Muslim women. Yes, it's a burqa.
Yeah, or you can only see their eyes, you know? And the problem with this is they're doing the, coming to America, like, going through the applicants. The
nanny applicants.
Mrs. Doubtfire nanny applicant Rolodex, you know? And there are a couple of problematic characterizations, but none so bad as this person in a burqa who says that she will teach the girl to be obedient and how to sleep on the floor, whatever. And it was just stop short of like how to strap dynamite to your chest kind of joke, like they were very close. Called that buffoonery, but nothing was as bad in my opinion as number 1. Bungling your bouncing baby and blasting her with bleach.
Oh, with the spray.
Oh my god, I was so pissed off, dude.
Yeah.
Like she has this new baby through like very questionable circumstances, and then she's carrying it sideways like I don't know, a suitcase, that has no hand, like the handle broke off the suitcase, so she had to like carry it, under the bottom, like sideways, very awkward. And she's just carrying it around, but like they're not using a doll like they do later. They are using a human being. Yeah. And then like to make matters worse, they keep passing the kid around, not supporting the baby's neck. I mean, maybe it is a toddler. But for gags, they don't support the neck of this kid. But the worst part is that they're in the apartment, and you're led to believe that she uses a cleaning product to spray her new daughter's clothes to clean them, while misting her face with whatever the cleaning product is.
Yeah.
I mean, bleach worked best, but just the treatment of the child. In actuality, I felt like they should have
on set
put a disclaimer at the end.
Because you know what? That probably wasn't the first take. They probably had to get a few. They probably had to get a few.
I know. Seriously, and then they were like, just shoot the scenes where she's supposed to be upset right after that, because we know she's gonna be crying. Yeah. I think John Travolta treats his dogs better than they treated this kid.
Well, here's some insight. Auto manufacturers and like the oil companies, they stopped making leaded gas in like 1996. Like, so unleaded gas is what we're familiar with.
Yeah. Right.
So there's a correlation between like violent crime and other like cognitive related issues declining massively when in other industrialized countries when the same thing happens. So we can reasonably assume that most boomers were in the height of lead poisoning when they made the decisions to make this movie.
I mean, it makes
true.
Sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense. Yeah.
Like lead poisoning in society is one of the biggest correlations between like once they got rid of leaded gas, violent crime went down by like 20% across the board.
Yeah, I have seen that before. There's a good episode of Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson on that.
Huh. All right.
If you're ever interested. But, I feel like saying his name now is divisive, but
Yeah. He's a pop scientist. He's good. He's fine.
Yeah, he's a liar, but he's really good at what he does. I like him.
Yeah.
I don't know if this pissed you off as bad as it did for me, though, but the treatment of this child, like, seriously, like, 15 minutes into this movie, I was like, fuck all of them.
Yeah.
I fucking hate them all because of the way that they, like, legitimately really, like, tortured them.
Oh, like when she mentions adopting, and the guy's like, oh, they gave you an out clause? Like, they already were looking for a way to dump this baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really horrible.
Oh, you have an out?
But the thing is, that was setting up the arc of her being like an overworking, cold and callous woman into like a nurturing mother who cares about the finer things in life, not being like wine and shit, being kids,
Yeah.
Anyway, they never really follow through that. She is just like kind of a bitch through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. All right, let's throw it to your ad read.
Sure.
Payoffs and greed were always the priority of my company. Like many companies.
Like many?
I'm afraid of going to prison. They now know my crimes.
Speaking of greed, here's Rob's ad read.
Okay, today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by my unhealthy obsession with the Rizzler. AJ and Big Justice are fine, but the Costa guys don't really have nearly as much collective Riz. What happened to me? What have I become, my sweetest friend? Why does a fat 8-year-old who tickles his own chin make 10 times more money than me, Chris, and Bob combined? Please kill me. Let's move on to the next segment.
All right, thank you, Rob's unhealthy obsession with the Rizzler. Very good to have you on the pod. Rob, let me know when you're going to start sending yourself some checks for that one.
Yeah.
And why don't we, for now, throw it to test number 3. This is the worst dialogue.
Yo, I'm out of here.
Where you going?
Across the street to Slinger Schlong.
As much as I love it, it's still some of the worst dialogue. This is the worst dialogue.
That's a great line.
It's so good.
Sling a schlong.
Sling a schlong. Number
5.
This is supposed to get you really laughing heartily and chuckling all the way. This is Formula.
Oh, Everett, excuse me. So sorry. If you could just scoot over. I'm terribly sorry. Oh, my goodness. I have a hairdryer in the closet. Or
fine,
perhaps
really.
a towel?
No,
Would a towel be
I'm
good?
fine.
Oh, very sorry about that.
When did she have a baby? Oh, this isn't JC's baby. It's her cousin. She's just keeping her for a few days.
Yeah, well, Fritz, as a matter of fact, as it turns out, I'm keeping her... Excuse me, I'm keeping her a little longer than that.
How much longer?
Oh, forever. Could I interest anybody in anything to drink? 7-Up, Perrier, Formula.
Because the formula.
Drop that mic.
Oh, guffaw.
JC, the MC on that mic, dropping it with that joke. Love it. Way to go, Tiger Lady. Holy shit. Great job. Let's go to number
4.
This is offensive also, but prison record.
Helga! Helga! My name, Helga! Helga, excuse me. I'm really sorry, but I forgot there's just one very small detail. Could I have your social security number for tax reasons?
126-42-4276.
Skeleton
Great,
Street.
and your sister's name in Wiesbaden in case of an emergency and her prison record, if any.
Excuse me?
Oh, silly. I mean, her address, if you have it. I'm
Dr.
sorry.
Van Haupt, Kungensgadestraße,
Dr.
13, Wiesbaden.
Dr. Van Haupt van Wiesbaden. Good. I'll just write that phonetically. It doesn't even matter. Oh, geez, I'm late. I'll get it later. Oh, bye. Bye-bye, Elizabeth. Bye-bye. Bye.
If only those 3 cars hit her.
If
It's
only.
funny because she's German, and German's funny to listen to, right? That's what's funny.
Die
The opposite
Schnurner's,
of funny.
the Schnitzelforschen. Yeah.
This
I think that
a-
was Swedish, Rob.
I don't fucking know. Their clothes are different than my clothes. That's funny.
I did mean to ask. This movie is a comedy movie.
Yes.
Correct?
Theoretically. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number
3.
HBO.
I'm so lonely, Doctor. I'm so lonely.
It's okay.
Oh, what is that? What's that?
That's my next patient.
What do you mean?
I'm a vet. Hi, Joe.
You're a what?
I'm a veterinarian.
I'm spilling my guts out to a vet? I'm lying on a vet's table telling you about my sex life? What do I have? The horse hair on me anyway.
I thought you knew.
Based on what? What? You're wearing a white jacket. You look like a real doctor. You got diplomas and a stethoscope.
Relax. I wasn't going to put you to sleep for...
Oh, and what is that supposed to be? Vet humor or something? Look, Dr. Cooper, I think it's highly unethical of you to allow an obviously emotionally unglued woman to sit here and think that you're a real doctor. I mean, I think I should report you the AMA or the AVA or the BMA or whatever. Now, look, may I please have more coke before your next patient eats it?
Right. Here.
I am
Here you go.
3,000%. I'm moving back to civilization. I'm going to get myself a nice little apartment, watch HBO, and have a real life again.
The thing that's bothersome to me is she keeps we're comparing him to a real doctor, whereas veterinarians need to know about a lot of things about several different species, and they are genuinely trying to help them, unlike real doctors that just say you're faking it and then charge you $500,000.
But they're both doctors. That's the thing that infuriates me.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely a doctor.
He's a doctor,
and he can probably do a pretty good job at diagnosing what might be wrong with your body because he knows what's wrong with animal bodies, which are strikingly similar.
And in this case,
it's in just a second that there's a hog on the gurney or whatever, and the pigs are very similar.
And it's pretty much an open and shut case of female overreactive hysteria. I mean,
did you throw an ovary on purpose?
No, but now that I notice I did that, I'm going to take credit. Overreacted.
That whole segment was overreacted because it was. I think the dialogue is so bad that she couldn't do a good job.
Oh, there goes the zero women in our audience we have.
I'm trying to make that number go down, Bob.
Hey, listen, wife, you weren't listening anyway, so.
We're all sleeping on the couch tonight. Okay.
Yeah, probably. She can hear me. Number 2. I just realized my mom's a listener. Sorry, Mom, if you're still listening. This is vegetarian.
I don't think this is going to work out. And I'll be honest with you. I think I'm doing pretty good on my own. To be quite frank, if the food chain can put Country Baby on every supermarket shelf in America, so can I.
No, you can't. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Nobody can.
I just think the rat race is going to have to survive with one less rat.
Ken.
And anyway, I really think I'd miss my 62 acres in Vermont. I mean, Elizabeth is so happy there, and well, you see, there's this veterinarian that I'm seeing.
What's she saying? She's a vegetarian?
Veterinarian, vegetarian. Very good. Why is she telling them about the veterinarian that she has gone on 2 dates with?
Who she's led on and then led astray multiple times.
Led astray like a little kitty because he's a veterinarian?
Ooh, a lot of unintentional puns today.
Yeah, look at you.
I'm happy with myself.
No, but I feel like they're ruining her whole character. She's the strong tiger lady, right?
Yeah.
And then here she's like pouring out her heart and soul to all these like people she knows are just like corporate goons that
don't give a shit.
People.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I hated that. And then the vegetarian joke I felt like sent it over the top, but not as bad as number 1.
You know what? Fuck it.
At this point, I think I can remember the drum roll, like every time.
Yeah.
So, Rob, let's think of a punishment for Chris.
Okay.
Something reasonable. If I forget the drum roll and I just start talking during it, you get to punish me.
I will talk to my people and get back to you on that. I have some ideas already in motion.
I think it'll be fun. Okay. This is Itsy Bitsy.
Everybody knows that the food chain is one hell of an organization. Your managers are effective, your workers motivated. According to your data, your margins could be the highest in the industry. 20% growth, equity returns in the high 20s. So, what's the problem? Why isn't the food chain #1 in the marketplace? Now, that's the question that's been keeping me up at nights. And then I realized that the answer is so simple.
Miss Wyatt?
Yes.
Line 2 is for you.
Well, I'm very
They
sorry.
said it was important.
Well, excuse me. J.C. Wyatt? Eve, Eve, I'm in the middle of a very important meeting, so what's going on?
A business meeting.
nipples? Well, did you look in the drawer to the right of the sink? Well, why don't you do that and hurry up while you're at it and make sure they're sterilized, okay? No. No, Abe, don't put her on, please. Hi, honey. Yes, I hear you. Okay. Itsy bitsy spider. Good. Now, would you put Eve back on? Eve, I gotta go.
Oh my God. How fucking, like, she deserves it. She deserves it.
Yeah.
Hang up the fucking phone,
you just hang up on that bitch, and then you go back to your meeting.
It's an emergency. Screen the fucking call. Tell the secretary, if my babysitter calls, if my kid isn't, bleeding,
she could wait 20 minutes.
Or has 100% fever, then fuck, don't let her call me while I'm in the middle of the biggest business meeting of my fucking life, please. Not to sound insensitive. But then she goes on to make the nipple comment out loud, which is obviously plays for laugh, but it's terrible.
Chris, real quickly, I'm in a business meeting. Call me and just say, I misplaced the nipples. Can you just say that to me right now? Just say it. Just say out loud, I misplaced the nipples.
I was hoping you'd pick up your side.
Oh, hello. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Rob. It's your babysitter, Murph. Listen, I went to sterilize the nipples, but then I realized I don't have any nipples.
Oh, the files. Check the file cabinet next to the sink, or something. See?
Because so
the people
nipples.
in the room behind her don't hear her talking about the nipples in the boardroom.
Yeah, she's so fucking dumb. Her business acumen is in the dregs with the worst in the company. Like, she does not deserve the spot that she has. What a fucking idiot! And then she sings "Itsy Bitsy Spider" to her kid.
Yeah.
No, you just fucking hang up the phone, you fucking idiot. I still think that Fritz is right in making his decision. Like, she's, he's like, she cannot be, at least right now, you're going to be on the dog chow.
Can't operate on that level.
When you're back, when you're back, I'll start paying you 77% of what a man makes again.
Oh, Jesus.
And there's nothing wrong with it, dude. Like,
just kidding.
I've relegated myself to work from home because I want to be around for my kids. Like, it's, there's career jumps I could make right now that I don't want to make because I'd rather be like a dad,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob, I'm sorry for that. I see that bothered you. But don't worry, we don't have any female listeners anyway. So
zero.
But yeah, I want to throw it to you anyway because we're going over to test number 4. This is the worst production.
My job sucks.
Yeah, so does your production, you skank. We're really taking with our female listeners.
Yeah, man.
All right, worst production for Baby Boom with worst production for this movie is easily Lost Irony.
Yeah, nice. That's fair.
So I know this was made in 86, released in 87, something like that. It is supposed to be like ironic that a woman isn't prepared for motherhood. Like, that's the whole thing.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
At least in 87, when the movie-going audiences were raised by the greatest generation and were boomers themselves.
Yeah.
So but it does nothing for me, and it doesn't make any of the situations funny. Like, the fact that a woman is not ready to be a mother doesn't make it funny. It just makes them sad. So I was 27 when I became a father, and I wasn't ready, but I quickly figured it out much faster than Diane Keaton's character did, especially considering that she was a Yale/Harvard educated super bitch.
Yeah.
And this isn't a comedy. It's a Hallmark movie before that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nobody was funny. The dialogue wasn't funny. The writing wasn't funny. How is this a comedy? I'm going to go back to what Chris said earlier. Chris said this already.
Yeah.
Is this a comedy?
It's not a fucking comedy.
And like, dude, like, diapers aren't hard, man. There's a clear front side and back side, and the tabs wrap around, and you stick them.
Oh
like,
my god, it's She's got the.
Oh, let me get a roll of gaff tape that
God.
no one needs in an average household because it's for gaffs, or whatever. Stupid.
We're all fathers, okay? So I want to reach out to you young guys that are listening that aren't fathers yet. I get it. You don't know how ridiculous a portrayal this was. You didn't even watch the movie. You just wanted to hear us talk about it. I get you. I see you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg. We love you, Greg. But for us fathers, we know how ridiculous this fucking movie is. You never you're gonna figure out a diaper. You're not gonna put electrical tape around the waist, right?
No, you're gonna read the box.
She's supposed to be smart.
Yeah, yeah.
There's just there's so many.
Exactly.
To your point, Bob,
issues.
is she's supposed to be like the tiger lady or whatever, like the career-driven, like selfish me, and then she's supposed to be the mother, and like the redeeming quality is she's a good mother, but she's not either. She's bad at her career.
Right.
When she has the kid, she's bad at the career, and when she has the kid, she's bad at being the mom. Like she doesn't redeem herself on either front really, because she gets the offer of a lifetime. She could have reneged that thing and been like, "Hey, how about we operate out of Vermont? You give me all that money, but we're gonna ship it out. We're gonna build a factory here, and then I get equity share in that, and then we could do it my way under your massive distribution umbrella." I thought you were a smart businesswoman. I thought you were a smart, you could have had both. You could have done both those things.
It was all or nothing for her. She was like, I don't want any of that. So yeah, forget the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because they set it up as the moral, the correct thing to do was to turn it down. So you knew she was going to.
Yeah.
But man, what an offer. They're $3 million right now, $1 million a year. At that point, I'm like, I don't care. My kid's never going to have to work a day in their life.
Yeah.
So done.
And
done. There's no,
in her mind, she's like, in her mind, she's like, I'll make some calls to Safeway. They're going to hang up on you because you're a nobody. If you were represented by this monolith of a fucking company, they'd answer the phone.
I'm the tiger lady. I'm the tiger.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, man.
This movie's bringing out the worst of us. It's bringing out the worst of us, and I love it.
We're all equally angry.
I texted you guys early. I watched this. I don't know, a few days ago, and I was like, "Fuck this piece of shit." It might have been yesterday. Who knows? Time seems to do strange things the older I get. Test number 5. This is the worst acting.
He killed himself!
I use this one too.
He killed himself!
I didn't.
No, I didn't.
You can keep saying the words, but your acting's not getting any better. This is the worst acting.
That's sick, Bob, because that applies to so many movies. You can keep saying it. It's not going to get better.
Yeah.
Number
1, Daddy.
A bottle of what?
Get sick. 1 cold mist humidifier, 1 electric steam vaporizer, 1 baby thermometer, 1 baby Tylenol, baby nose drops, baby cough medicine, and bottle of Valium?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's for me.
Can you even order that for delivery? Then they gotta check your ID and shit. I can't even get Dimetap without fucking giving them my ID.
Hey, what does Valium do? What does Valium do to you?
Makes you a really bad parent.
It makes you fall asleep.
Exactly.
Sure, right?
Exactly. And she's alone with the child at this point. Not to mention that this guy's just rattling off everything on there like he already knew what the list was, and he practiced the lines because he's definitely not reading it. But
yeah,
I mean, I just had to include the Valium because, what are you doing with that? You're knocking yourself out, and the kid screaming in the middle of the night won't bother you.
And then she's gonna wake up and take a shit the size of a football and go back to sleep.
All right, I mentioned this already, but we're gonna go to a clip I really wanted to feature. This is number 2. Meet Eve.
I've just graduated from Johns Hopkins, and I'm taking a year sabbatical before I begin my medical school training.
Fabulous. And what brought you to New York?
I came here to live with a guy, but that didn't work out. And then 3 weeks ago, I suffered a nervous breakdown. You see, my father, he tried to commit suicide. Well, when I came home, I found him at the bottom of the stairs. My mother was drunk, and she accused me of trying to kill him.
I can't believe he tried to commit suicide.
So, what did you say your baby's name was?
I think you should know from the start that I am a full-charge nanny. I don't argue, and I do not like to be argued with.
I will teach your daughter to properly respect a man. I speak only when spoken to. I do not need a bed. I prefer to sleep on the floor.
Well, I don't have any real nanny experience, but I love kids. And I did a lot of babysitting for people back home in Mandrake Falls.
You're hired.
And that's the lady who ends up calling you during your business meeting because she has no experience and can't find the nipple.
Not to mention, but not to mention that she said, I have no experience except for that I've babysat for a lot of people in my hometown.
She didn't even background check it. No.
What? But also, just wanted to say, have you guys seen Mr. Deeds with Adam Sandler? And I hope you haven't. Oh, you have. Sorry.
That was the crashing of the first wave of Sandler's like megastardom. Yeah, because like that was right after like Big Daddy, right? And like Big Daddy was pretty good.
There's
for what it was. Yeah.
Bob, did you see it?
No.
Do you know what town he's from in the movie, Rob? I guess I'll go to Rob.
Isn't it Vermont? It's Vermont. It's like Vermont or some rural.
It's Mandrake. It's Mandrake Falls. I just was surprised to hear another Mandrake Falls reference. Something about that just screams like nowhere. You know, it's like the other city that I can think of in the U.S. that like screams nowhere in particular is Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's used sometimes as like,
or like
if you
Wichita.
say you're in the middle of fucking nowhere. You're in Gary, Indiana. Which is like
it was used in
bustling city.
it was
like
used in the Music Man musical.
Gary.
Oh.
Yes, Gary. It's actually a song called Gary, Indiana.
Huh.
Yeah, it's
In
just
the
a
Music
funny
Man.
name, I guess. But it is like a city, so it isn't what they say it is. Anyway, let's throw it to number 3. Oh, man, get the emoto meter out. Diane Keaton's about to go overboard here, I think. She's about to bust that thing. Like she took the sledgehammer and hit the pad, and the bell like broke when the little thing hit,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah, and then it came down and it made her eyes lopsided.
Did you meme that for me? Did I not see that yet?
No, you said no. I did not meme it yet, but it'll show up on the stories at www.theworstmovieever.com. The Instagram button. Yeah.
Yeah, good plug, because you look for that shit. It's so strange. Okay, this is yupped and booed.
It's fine. That's it. I'm had it. I can't make it here, okay? I mean, I am not Paul Bunyan, all right? I went to Harvard. I graduated at the top of my class for what? To spend my life fixing up this dilapidated shack? Well, you can just forget it, because I'm gonna get out of here. You see, I need to work. I need people. I need a social life. I need sex.
Please, I'm a married man.
I'm gonna shrivel up and die here. I mean, how much baby food is a person supposed to be able to make in their lifetime? I mean, I am a career woman. I am used to having phone lists and dinner meetings. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Not the step! I have been yupped and noped to death by you guys. I have had it with whiskers and plaid. Look at me. I am going nuts. I used to be cute. I'm not prepared for wells to run dry.
No, you weren't.
I just want to turn on the faucet and have water. I don't want to know where it's coming from. Another 6,000.
Oh,
Says where I don't care where the water comes from. I just want to turn on the faucet and have it. Like that's I can identify with that.
I can relate to that. I can relate to that.
I don't want to know what goes into beaming internet into my house. I just want it. You know, I don't give a shit how it gets there or how unethically it does. I just want my streaming.
I wish the clip didn't end there then, so that you didn't undermine the whole
But
purpose.
all of the
yeah, I mean, one daddy.
Sounds like a yak passing a
sound.
kidney stone. Yeah.
Oh my god, and she's screaming, and this guy doesn't give a fuck. She's obviously like speaking to the audience, but we don't find it funny. It's just, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
it's too much. It's way, way too much. And then she faints.
Yeah,
because of the bill.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The bill she
Everything
can obviously afford.
Yeah.
She bought this 62-acre house, and then like had a $6,000 thing here and a $6,000 thing there, and a roof and this stuff. Like, if you bought a $1 million house and you didn't leave yourself like $20,000
to like fix the door jams and shit. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, well, then you kind of deserve it. Whatever you get, but your kid doesn't.
Why don't you
ugly as it is, it doesn't deserve.
Why don't you just dig yourself a shallow grave on one of the 62 fucking acres you just bought and go lie in it, dumb bitch.
Dig yourself a grave. Oh, that's dark.
Yeah. Ugly kids and mom graves.
Yeah.
Let's throw it to Bob again for fact or no fact.
Ugly kids and mom graves.
Oh, by the way,
let's go right up.
Are you seeing another therapist now?
No. There is no one else.
Are you sure about that?
I am not seeing any other therapists.
Sounds like buffoonery.
There are no other therapists.
Fact or no fact?
The overlap is frightening.
I just imagine like Neil Breen dressed like an angel on my shoulder, then like Chris dressed as the devil in like a tight little devil suit, just like whispering in my ear.
I think I found my bird character this season, though. It's like
I called the fact or no fact game this week just baby boomers.
Okay,
because I have a relationship with baby boomers as my parents.
Yeah,
and they took me to see this movie, and for that I can never forgive them. All right, so I'm going to read you 5 things, and 4 of them are real, and 1 of them is a false, and see if you can find the falsie.
Okay.
Here we go. First one. The Pampers Company paid $50,000 for their brand of diapers to be used in this film. Okay, second.
Okay.
The woman who voiced Angelica Pickles in Rugrats also did the voiceover for the baby in this movie. Okay, third one. This was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Motion Picture, Comedy, or Musical.
No.
Okay, fourth one. The twins who portrayed the baby went on to star as the kids in the TV spinoff, also called Baby Boom. And last, Nancy Meyers, the film's writer and producer, became pregnant during the shooting for this movie.
And basically, she had to choose between her career being a parent, and she decided to suck at both, like the main character that's in the movie.
Hey, this is for you to figure out, for me to know.
All right, Pampers. I don't know, like $50K in like 1980s money. That seems like a little egregious. That's probably like $1 million today, right? Or close to it, based on inflation and the stagnated wages.
It's probably like 100,000 is my guess.
I'm
Like
gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up after
half
this
the
segment.
budget for this movie.
Yeah, $50K. That seems a lot. I can imagine like the 10K or 20K. I don't know. I'll figure out the inflation rate after this segment because I don't want to look it up now. The woman who voiced Angelica Pickles also did the voiceover for the baby. Possible. Like Rugrats wasn't a thing yet, so this could have been like her like on her audition tape for Rugrats, maybe. But I don't know. Angelica's a fully talking baby though, so if this were somewhat true, I'd imagine it'd be for one of the other babies that caws and coos a little more, right? Nominated for Golden Globe. I mean, people are dumb, so possibly. I want to say I got a glimpse at it, but I don't remember what it was. But I remember because this was like a your brother requesting it through www.theworstmovieevermade.com. we didn't like consider the Rotten Tomatoes score, and I know this is disproportionately high for what we normally do.
It is.
So, but I don't think it's Golden Globe high. Twins who portrayed the baby went on to star in the TV spinoff. I know twins are a common practice because you can get more labor out of children. But if there was a TV spinoff, I don't know when the spinoff came out, but that the babies are only getting older, so that means like it wouldn't be baby boom, it'd be like toddler or like pre-K boom by the time they got around to like securing the rights and getting it greenlit and shit. So I think that might be a little smelly, a little stinky right there. And then Nancy Myers got pregnant during the shoot. I mean, that's like not like super egregious. That happens all the women get pregnant all the time. It's a real problem. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say number 4. I'm gonna say the spin-off thing in my head, the timeline doesn't make sense because that kid was probably already 3 or 4 playing like a 1 or 2 year old, and then those kids are gonna be like 5 or 6 or maybe even 7 by the time like they get rolling on like a made-for-TV spinoff, and it would no longer be Baby Boom. So if there was a spinoff, I think it would be different actors playing the babies, or baby. So I'm gonna say number 4 is the lie. And I know I'm coming off as pretty ignorant by this point in this episode, but I'm okay with it.
We've established we have no female audience anyway.
Yeah.
I'm stuck between number 1 and number 5. I feel like the coincidence of Myers getting pregnant during the shooting could be used for either good or ill, and it smells a little foolery. But 50,000 just for, because the only time that I remember seeing Pampers specifically was when she was first momming and not doing a good job,
and she named all the brands while walking down the aisle.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with number 1 then.
All right, Chris wins.
Oh fuck
yeah! But not because it was outrageous. It's because that was from a different movie that came out the same year.
No shit.
In the same year.
Wait, hold on.
Raising Arizona.
Look who's talking.
Oh, you're so close. 3 Men and a Baby.
Oh, god damn it! I really was close, wasn't I?
3 Men and a Baby. The Pampers Company paid $50,000 for their brand of diapers to be used in that film.
Damn it.
So yeah, the woman who voiced Angelica Pickles in Rugrats also did the voiceover for this baby. It was nominated for Best Motion Picture, Comedy or Musical. Golden Globe did not win. The twins who portrayed the baby went on to star as the TV spinoff, which only came out a year later, Rob.
Really? That's fast.
Yeah. 1 year, 1988.
Wow.
That is fast.
And yes, the writer and producer, she got pregnant.
And I want to say I was trying to be funny, but yeah, 50,000 is only like 58 grand in 2024.
Yeah.
I'm just mad at the economy right now, so I had to, in my warped mind, $1 million seems more fitting. $1 million.
You gave?
Like $1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million. I'm gonna kill myself. Can't believe.
All right, let's throw it. Let's do that. I'm all giddy now. Let's throw it to the catch-all.
All right.
I can't believe you committed suicide. I cannot believe you committed suicide.
Are you catching all of this?
How could you have done this?
Nice. Rob, I just realized that earlier I drew what I thought looked like, and I've never seen him before, but Asterios Kokonos from
The
Biggest Problem. I drew him right here.
That's not too far off, actually.
Really?
That's Here, I'll pull up a picture in a second. So,
all right, well, I'll
start.
I'll start. Yeah. The Tiger Woman. Give me a fucking break. Why? Because she's earned her stripes? Is that why? Because I just made it better. I think I made it better. Fuck. Oh my god, that's not bad. He's a little beard. Hey, if you want to see what we just did, I just realized, why don't you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and check that shit out, or watch our Spotify, because our video's on Spotify now.
www.theworstmovieevermade.com.
But yeah, but man, the Tiger Woman is so lame, and they reference it like twice, and it's just like it's a very 80s, 90s thing to do to give her like this badass nickname and then like do nothing with it. But go ahead, Bob.
I mean, you kind of mentioned this already, but I'm going to say it in a slightly different way. I don't care that you never had kids or around kids or had the internet back then, but you have to know that cleaning spray doesn't clean clothing stains.
It says it on the bottle. It says it on the bottle. Like, do not get it in your fabric because it will stain it. It'll like leave a bleach stain.
Right. Do not spray it in your child's eyes.
Well, that too. That I'm not talking about the kid part. That part is like egregious, but at least know that you can't spray it on clothing and clean off. So I had an incident when I was a college student where I had some friends over at my parents' house, and someone threw up on the carpet overnight when I was asleep, and I woke up and I used Clorox cleanup to clean the carpet, which was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because it was Clorox, but I was a kid. I was like 19 or 20 years old. This lady's 41. You have to know better.
Yeah.
She's 51. She is worse than inflation, in my opinion, because 50 turns to 58 apparently when money is concerned, but 41 turns to 49 or 50 as far as Mrs. Keaton is concerned, in my opinion. Not to throw shade.
No, agreed.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with her and all that, but my number 4. I forgot to do 5, so I'll do it now. 5. But I fucking hate the saxophone. Can you guys get on board? The worst sound.
Yeah.
It is the worst sound that there
is.
It depends how it's played.
Lost Boys. I still believe.
Yeah, it depends how it's played.
I don't care who plays it. It might as well be Screaming Baby. There's more saxophone in this movie than Screaming Baby, and I think they're the two worst ones that there are. And I fucking hate saxophones. I just like the whole time I'm like, God, am I entrenched in the 80s? I've said this before on the pod, but I think about maple syrup and Alf and flannel and Roseanne, and I just fucking hate saxophone. I fucking hate the 80s. I hate everything about saxophones. All right, go ahead, Bob.
Alf.
Yeah, Alf and saxophones. They're like cousins.
This was mentioned in the opening clip, but I'm gonna say it. The baby class learning about doorknobs and Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That was hilarious, but not intentionally hilarious.
So the joke was like they're trying to make them well-rounded in like practical things and pop culture of the day. So they're like they're well-rounded children. Was that like the intent?
Yeah, just show them literally everything.
Like here's how you change a tire, but also here's JFK or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
it's him like this in the car with the brains on the back of the car.
just in case you get a flat on the interstate and you got to like solve a trivia puzzle in order for Geico to roadside assist you.
Oh God. Number 3 for me was the obviously not baby on the rowboat.
Yeah.
I kind of
in the canoe.
Foreshadowed this before. Oh man, would have that. She's out on a pond and she's got like, I don't know, it's like obviously a what were those dolls called? My sister had one.
American Girl
like
or
yeah, probably American Girl. Yeah, maybe. Were they that big?
Like big, like physically or like popular? What kind of big are you talking about?
I meant physically. Because my sister had an American Girl, and it was like, 2.5 feet tall or something. And it did look just like her, to be fair.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, I don't blame them for not putting a baby on the boat, but, like, if it's going to look that obvious that it's not a baby.
At some point, you just get like you just get a sack of onions and write baby on it, put a pair of sunglasses on it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Onions?
Go ahead,
All right,
Bob.
this is kind of a catch-all within a catch-all. It's just everything that made me mad. First of all, she carries that kid everywhere, like never a stroller, except for like one time.
Yeah,
the
When
kid
Helga
doesn't
has it.
age. The kid doesn't age over the growth period of her company, which is infuriating.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
was it like a year that passed?
It would seem at least long enough for the kid to look like they got older, lost some teeth, grew some teeth.
So for word of mouth about canned apple preserves to traverse the country without the internet,
Yeah,
like that long.
It becomes a national product.
And
she's
until
she's
whole
like 2 days older.
Until the whole dada mama thing, the kid doesn't talk the whole fuck movie.
Yeah.
And they're like a year.
Yeah.
Like my kids babbled all the fucking time.
Yeah. They never shut up.
Seriously. Hate it.
Anyway,
number 2 for me. The premise of this movie is just frustratingly ridiculous. Like so we kind of talked about it, but her cousin from somewhere in Ireland or something, like, was the dad and mom to this kid and died, and then she like just inherits the kid through
And just
like,
left it in the will without running it by her.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
little paperwork. Cannot deny it. They don't need consent. She just is literally handed a baby in an airport via drop off, and that's it. That's all need to be done. I don't know. Like, is that Scottish law? Like, you can. Just,
I
like,
think.
Hey,
I think
if I
the
die, just like select my cousin, and they'll have.
I
to take
think the joke there was she was so blinded by her own greed that she signed something official thinking she was inheriting money.
You're right. That was the joke.
It wasn't a good one, but that's like.
But she couldn't have signed anything over the phone. They
You need
had
a
the
notary.
bad connection.
You need a
They had the
notary
bad
for that shit.
connection.
Yeah.
When she finds out it's a kid at the airport, it's never happening. Never, ever.
Yeah.
Oh, a child. I'm sorry, bad connection. Didn't know it was a child. Thought it was $1 million. I'm not taking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
thought it
piece
was
of shit ghost busting boyfriend will not allow me to have a child at this point in my career. So
ghost busting.
Hold that thought, because when you guys are done, I have to mention something about him.
Yeah,
Apparently,
fuck
that
him.
was the first movie.
I'm not a Harold.
This is one of the only movies Harold Ramis ever was in that he didn't write or direct.
Huh.
It's actually
no
a
shit.
fact. Yeah.
Isn't he in? He's in Knocked Up as Seth Rogen's father, right before he died, I think.
Huh.
Yes.
And I bet you he didn't write or direct that one. That's probably the other one.
No, I said one of the. I didn't say.
Yeah.
That's probably the other one. Anyway, go ahead with your number 2. I'm sorry to drag things along.
So this actually goes back to Chris, back to the saxophone. So after the band played a smooth jazz ballad, they said, "We're gonna slow things down now."
I did think that was funny.
I laughed out loud when he said that. I'm like, wait a minute. That was already slow as can go. And how are you gonna play it slower? That was funny.
Bob, we all now, after you've been exposed with that first clip of the, first bumper of the day, we all know what jazz and a little sax does to you, and I'm not surprised that you picked up on that. So
Really wants you to start flicking the old breen.
He's unpeeling the fruit bowl. Anyway, my number 1, Daddy. I really have to try that. I don't know how you did that so naturally. Anyway, well,
years of practice.
We talked about this, but I know. It just doesn't happen for me.
Yeah.
We talked about this. I'm just gonna word it the way that I wanted to. She invents applesauce, and a couple of affluent idiots decide it's gourmet baby food. So they buy dozens of jars for their childless friends and for their not kids because they don't have any. Fuck this low-effort, humorless dung pile attempt at entertainment.
Yeah.
I fucking hate this.
Invents applesauce.
Yeah.
I fucking
Gourmet
hate
baby
piece of
food.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, let's buy 3 dozen because we have friends that want applesauce for their, like they're in their 20s, like they don't have friends with kids and shit. And at that point, I was like, this is the way that we're gonna blow up her gourmet baby food is by making one dish.
Yeah.
And then like later, she has carrots in her fridge.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to think that she's like branched out.
She's
But
growing
all
the
that is
brand.
this, like special spiced applesauce that she made, and all of a sudden she's got Country Baby, which is the Gerber ripoff, and I just fucking hated how low effort it was. It just was like a total Gerber ripoff that was supposed to, I don't know, make her way back as the Tiger one. Good for you. You spent all your time with your 62 acres in the winter making applesauce. Fuck this movie. I hate it. Bob, go ahead.
I'm going to go with the thing that made me the most angry. You had a leading romantic male lead with teeth that were so fucked up that I couldn't stand to look at him.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things I look at first when I look at somebody is their teeth.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me, but it's true. And when this guy like started talking like in later parts of the movie, I'm like, God, he's got a big fucking like triangular gap in his fucking teeth, and Chris is choking to death right now.
Oh my God. Yeah, Bob, do you ever see the billboard? It's a guy. It's a billboard for a dental practice, and it's a guy who's clearly got all his facial hair and like eyebrows drawn on, but he's got like really bad like missing teeth. And the billboard's like, bet you the first thing you noticed was the teeth, like because you're 100% right. It's like if it's a centerpiece, like you could have fake eyebrows, chicks do it all the time, but like if you got like missing teeth, people are gonna immediately notice it.
Yeah, I agree.
Or like bad teeth.
Chris is back.
You okay, Chris? Was it the donkey noise? Uh-oh.
Oh,
we lost.
Oh no, we lost his voice.
We lost Chris.
He lost his.
He broke his podcast setup.
Fuck! I'm fucking choking over here.
We lost Chris. You there? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Oh, Willikers. You're getting some lag. Hello?
Willikers indeed.
Oh, Jim.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. There you are.
He's back.
Yay.
You okay? You
sorry,
okay there, buddy?
My fucking laptop doing it up or something. Just Rob and I are like so petty and make so like are angry about stupid shit all the time, and Bob tends to be the straight man reasonable.
The voice of reason. Yeah. This guy's fucking teeth.
But this guy's fucking teeth. Shit.
Lumbermouth over here showing his namesake.
Diane Keaton, as ugly and old as she is, would never fucking date a veterinarian with those teeth.
Rob, I'm going to grab a screen capture of this guy's mouth and send it to you for the episode.
No, Bob, I 100% agree. That's what's so funny about it. It's so funny, but like I totally agree. He's a very unattractive man.
Yeah.
And I get here's the update. What it was that fucked up with my audio? Jesus Christ. Man, I wish my laptop is so slow that it just like does shit halfway through our podcast.
Yeah.
We're most of the way through. Anyway. Oh shit, that was so funny to me. Anyway, that was your number one, right? The guy's teeth were your number one, right?
It was always my number one. That was the number one since the beginning. As soon as I saw his teeth, I'm like, that's number one.
Yeah.
All right, let's throw it to what we're watching, please.
I'm kind of curious what the guys are watching other than videos about
Government secrets.
this is what we're watching.
I mean, we do.
All right.
Shit.
Let's keep going around the horn.
I started Dune Prophecy last week. Yeah,
Okay.
it's Dune Prophecy. It's the new HBO series based on the Dune movies. I like the Dune movies. I think they're really fun to look at, and they're kind of like they're well told.
Yeah.
And so I checked out the show. I think that there's a chance that I'll really enjoy the show, but the first episode for me is so densely packed.
Yeah.
That it's kind of hard to follow along with. Not because it's so complicated that my brain doesn't understand. It's just so information heavy that it becomes a little droll.
It can't be a casual watch.
Yeah, it's a little boring. You got to really do the work, and I have a hard time with doing that kind of work. It's just not the way that my brain functions. And I'm sorry for that Doom Prophecy, but I promise I'll watch episode 2. Hopefully something really exciting happens and captivates me. But just for you, Bob, my number 2 is I watched True Romance, which I believe is a Tony Scott film, but it was written by Quentin Tarantino. And it's Christian Slater and Trisha Arquette, I want to say. There's Christopher Walken. There is Chris Penn. There's Tom Sizemore. There's Brad Pitt. There's so many, and Dennis Hopper, Bob's favorite.
Dennis Hopper's in that, yes.
Yeah, but you know what? He does a decent job. It's a good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've seen it before, only once, but I was like, you know what? Let me throw this on while I'm working out because I've been lifting lately. It's a good job, Chris. Win. That's 2 wins this podcast. Good job, Chris. Let's start to Bob.
So, do you guys know Bong Joon-ho? He South Korean director. Yeah, he did Parasite.
Parasite, that's the big one. Yeah.
Parasite, Memories of Murder. Well, he also did Snowpiercer in 2013.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
The actors are Chris Evans, Tilda Swinton, Ed Harris, and Kang Ho Song. Kang Ho Song was a regular in all his movies. He's the only one of South Korean descent that is in this one.
Okay.
It's a movie. It's on Tubi, so no excuses. It's a dystopian future where some experimental environmental solution to solve global climate change backfires and causes the Earth to freeze. And the only survivors are on this train that has traveled around the world for 18 years. And the train is separating, like, it's a long train, and it's separating people by class. The people on the front of the train run the whole train. The people in the middle are, like, middle class. And the people on the tail end are, like, the shit people. And the lowest people in the train are, like, in filth, and they have to be... They're eating protein cubes for sustenance.
Yeah, right.
So it's a cool resistance uprising action movie because the people on the tail end like revolt and they try to get to the front of the train. And there's plenty of blood and violence along with some dark humor. But ultimately, it's a tie-in with the balance of the haves and have-nots that make up humanity. Right. And I enjoyed it. Though it's not highly recommended, it's entertaining. And the concept is unique. But yeah, it's on Tubi, so you have no excuse not to watch it.
Okay.
Is the conductor like the head of the train then? Because he's like number 1?
He was the one who like founded the whole thing.
Okay.
The conductor, okay. How are his teeth?
Oh, fabulous.
Nice.
Fabulous.
Okay. Well, then he deserves his post.
Yeah.
Sorry for questioning. Go ahead, Rob.
All right. I finished Chicken Nugget. It got way weirder than I ever anticipated, but it was pretty solid.
How long?
How's that possible?
It's 10 episodes.
Yeah,
I
feel like that was like 6 months ago. You started
because time travel and all that. Chicken Nuggets
in real life or in Chicken Nugget.
In Chicken Nugget life, just watch it. It's entertaining. It's unique. I watch If It Ever Gets Weird, which I don't know if I mentioned that last week, but it's a documentary about the Mars Volta and at the drive-in, And it's literally the guitar player and primary songwriter Omar Rodriguez Lopez. He's literally videotaped his entire life since he was like 8 years old. And it's got all this footage of the band, like at the drive-in, their rise to stardom, their breakup, the formation of the Mars Volta, and all the fallouts they had. It's one of the best rock documentaries I've seen in a very long time. I strongly recommend it. I finally watched Conan O'Brien's episode of Hot Ones, and it's a masterclass in how to interview. And then
it's funny.
And then a triple whammy: Pass Through by Neil Breen, Twisted Pair by Neil Breen, Cade: The Tortured Crossing by Neil Breen. In all of them, he is either an alien with artificial intelligence that has superior technological skills, or is God, or a combination of those two things, trying to save world from corruption. And Tortured Crossing is entirely shot on a green screen, and it's fucking awful.
Wait, is it like intelligent Breen, alien Breen, or God Breen that fights that like white Bengal tiger?
That's AI, and he has a twin that's evil, and he has a goatee to indicate that he's evil.
Right, the evil goatee.
And there's one scene where like he, clean shaven, good Breen, walks into somebody who's been like abused by like beard Breen, and she goes, "When did you shave?" And he goes, "I never had a beard. I never had a beard."
Do not doubt that we will do all of these eventually. We have to.
I'm going to throw double down on next week's poll for sure. Yeah.
Cool. So we will see what's going on with that in a minute. But for now, let's throw it to the unnecessary bumper and then the bad credit names bumper, because I did both.
What? So you want the plain one, then the one for the movie, right?
Yeah, I did the bumper. That I don't know. We don't have to introduce it this way every week. I realize
Let's do it.
Redundant.
Yeah. All right. Bad credit names. Here we go. So,
Leah, where are you? I've gone into the house and looked for you. You're not there.
These are not real names.
Leah, where are you? Pick up. Are you okay? Are you okay, Leah?
And whatever happened to Eddie was here a minute ago. Joey and Jackie and Johnny and Phil, Bobby and Tommy and Danny and Bill.
Leah, where are you? I'm worried.
Soft names make soft people.
All right, and then here's the names for this movie.
Beulah Neal, Ramsey, Jimmy Bubbles Wagner, Vebe Borg, Larry Phallic, and William Frankfather.
Frankfather. Nice.
Phallic?
Yeah. Tonight, the Tonight Show with Jimmy Phallic. Yeah, you don't hear Phallic very much. Also, I think I just had a stroke. We have no offensive minigame. I don't know if you guys want to play the bumper anyway. I say we do it.
Let me just go. Let's see.
Sometimes movies are just so offensive.
There are no other therapists
that could help me get over it. This is the offensive minigame.
And that will be in action next episode when we have something to compare it to.
Yeah. So no movie comparison, but let's play that bumper anyway.
I resign today as president of the bank.
Inconvenient truth.
None of this makes sense. Let's just compare the movies. Yeah.
So you did one continuous take?
It's one 45-second tape, and then I just added. I escalated the riff and the drum beat on each one, and then I'll play the supercut out instead of the theme song. How about that?
That's delicious.
Well, I like that. I love that.
Like that. Yeah, very much. All right, results. We have the pitch. Rob, you won with a 4-5.
Yeah.
Offensive. Offensive it is. Mildly offensive?
Yeah, it's like
mildly.
Out of touch offensive, I guess. Right?
Especially considering the time we live in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was spraying. Everybody was spraying their kids with bleach back in these. So.
Yeah, back. Standard.
Dialogue.
Annoying.
Miss the mark, I guess, right? Yeah.
Not funny. How about that? Not funny.
Not.
I dig it.
funny.
Okay.
Production Lost Irony.
Yeah.
I mean,
Totally.
That's straight up. That is straight up. Acting, not bad. I mean,
Flat.
it wasn't
Adequate.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I'm gonna go with Bob's flat. I think because
Yeah.
When she was given the lines of dialogue where she was supposed to act, when she was overreacting
Mhm.
with a Y,
Ovary-acting.
she was doing a bad job because the dialogue was terrible, and it came out flat. So I agree with you, Bob. Much like her chest.
Boom, boom.
I had to throw that in because it was already like a really horribly sexist. We're terrible people kind of podcast. Worst of the season, obviously, Baby Boom. This is the first episode of the season. The honoree, thanks Shmave, always wins what's the worst of the season since they are first. But now we're going to take our live look in at our Instagram poll that we posted. If you want, every week we post a poll on Monday or Tuesday, usually on Monday, but I fucked up, and it was on Tuesday this week. Force of Execution with
Fat
Steven
Seagal.
Seagal.
That Danny Trejo?
It is Danny Trejo.
And Ving Rhames.
Star-studded cast. Yeah, Ving Rhames as well.
Wow.
So Force of Execution, cannot wait. I have not seen it. I assume it's going to be horrifying. It's what 2013 Seagal.
Audience, it's on Tubi, so watch it
Perfect.
before you listen to the episode.
And then watch
I
Steven
think we
Seagal's.
start stressing again. Yeah.
Yeah, and start watching Steven Seagal's Lawman immediately after that, where he pretends to be a cop. It's a reality show.
Man, I gotta get into that. Yeah.
It's fucking good. It's fucking.
Well, because Bob, you went with that. I went with Universal Soldier. I don't know if you guys have seen. You wanted to get back into Seagal. I want to get back into Van Damme. Universal Soldier also stars Dolph Lundgren. Both JCVD and Dolph Lundgren have been, like frequent flyers on the worst movie ever made. So I was thinking that would be really nice. So I'm gonna keep. That might be my sticking point this season. I may just stick to that until it wins because it's really horrifyingly bad, and I want to watch it. But I bet you it's not as bad as Force of Execution. So we'll see how that stacks up against our current season champion, Baby Boom, next episode. Rob, why don't you plug us and then throw it to Bob for his last word?
And I want to say, Beer for My Horses, starring Toby Keith, was second place by 10%. But after this week's poll, I will be probably doing a lot of Neil Breen. At any rate, you can find us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Just click the buttons. We're on Spotify, we're on Google, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. You can email us. Recent new update. I got all the video feed that you would otherwise see on YouTube on our Spotify feed. So if you're on Spotify, you could toggle between the audio version of the show or the video version of the show, however you want to listen. And then because YouTube's a little more of a stickler with the copyright takedowns and stuff, the YouTube version goes live on Sunday. In an ideal world, they come out at the same time, but we want to get the show out to you guys as quickly as possible. Now you can watch the video on Spotify if you so choose, or you can just wait till Sunday and just watch it on YouTube if that's your preferred streaming platform. We have polls, we have trailers. I try to keep the stories engaging and active. We'll be memeing Diane Keaton's face this week, I'm sure. Bob, what's your last word?
Snaggletooth.
All right, guys, thanks for listening. And I will play my bumper supercut. So all my bumpers are actually one continuous take that I broke up into 5 bumpers. So instead of the theme song, I'll play that out. That sound good?
I have one fact or no fact.
You want a fact or no fact?
Just say.
Okay. This YouTube comment makes me wanna. Oh, it makes me wanna. Oh my god, it makes me wanna.
A day without sex, a day wasted, man.
The most offensive.
My job sucks.
Yeah, so does your production, you skank.
I can't believe you committed suicide. I cannot believe you committed suicide.
Are you catching all of this?
How could you have done this?
I resign today as president of the bank. It can be a truth.
None of this makes sense. Let's just compare the movies. Yeah. All right, bye, Jelly Scoop.
Can we play the whole season out with that?
We can.
I want the theme again, though. Maybe we can mix it.
Yeah, we'll mix it up. We'll go mixed bag. I like that idea.
Every other. Yeah.
All right.
Bye, Jelly School.